Do you listen the crack of musket fire, echoing across the rolling hills of upstate New York? The year is 1777. The American Revolutionary War has been raging for 2 years, and the fate of the rebellion against British rule hangs by a thread. But here, in Saratoga, on the banks of the Hudson River Valley, history is about to change forever. The Battles of Saratoga weren't just two clashes between armies, they were a turning point, an emergence of hope in one of the darkest chapters of the Revolution. Let's take a closer look at how these dramatic events unfolded. It all began with the British plan to seize control of the Hudson River Valley. This wasn't just a strategic curiosity, it was their masterstroke. By controlling the river, Britain could sever New England from the other colonies, splitting the rebellion in two and crushing the Continental Army in one fell swoop. Three armies were supposed to converge for the plan to work. General John Burgoyne's force marching south from Canada, General William Howe's troops advancing north from New York City, and a supporting contingent under Barry St. Leger heading east through the Mohawk Valley. But plans rarely survive the chaos of war, and this one unraveled quickly. Howe decided to capture Philadelphia instead, leaving Burgoyne stranded. St. Leger's forces faltered after facing fierce resistance from American militia. Burgoyne, isolated and outnumbered, was left to press forward alone, his army of roughly 8,000 men plunging deeper into the wilderness of upstate New York. And so the stage was set for the first dramatic confrontation, the Battle of Freeman's Farm, on September 19, 1777. Burgoyne's men encountered American troops under General Horatio Gates and a fiery young officer named Benedict Arnold. Arnold, brilliant and bold, envisioned an aggressive strategy, even as Gates preferred a cautious approach. The result, a brutal, chaotic fight. The battlefield at Freeman's Farm was dense with trees, rolling fields, and the deafening noise of musket fire. Burgoyne's skilled marksmen caused havoc among the Americans, but every time the British seemed to gain ground, they were met with fierce counterattacks led by Arnold and his men. The battle raged for hours, and neither side emerged definitive victors. However, while the British technically held their ground, the true cost was devastating. Burgoyne's army suffered significant casualties and was left weakened, far from the clear victory he'd hoped for. Now, Burgoyne lumbered forward trying to regroup. But his situation was bleak. Supplies ran dangerously low, and American militia grew stronger with each passing day, bolstered by local farmers joining the cause. The tide of war was shifting, and Burgoyne's isolated army was beginning to buckle under the pressure. 3 weeks later came the second decisive clash, the Battle of Bemis Heights on October 7, 1777. Burgoyne, desperate, launched an attack to break through the American lines and escape. But the Americans were ready. Gates and Arnold had skillfully positioned their forces, blocking any hope of retreat. Arnold, despite being relieved of command after clashing with Gates, defied orders and took to the battlefield anyway. Charging into the fray, he inspired his men with daring leadership, rallying troops in the heat of combat. The fighting was fierce, a whirlwind of musket volleys, cannon fire, and hand-to-hand combat. Arnold's reckless bravery proved invaluable. At a key moment, he led a ferocious attack on the British defensive positions, breaking their lines and dealing a crushing blow to Burgoyne's army. Americans cheered as the British were forced into retreat. Arnold himself was wounded in the leg, but had secured an irreplaceable victory. With Burgoyne's forces surrounded and hopelessly outmatched, the inevitable followed. On October 17, 1777, General Burgoyne surrendered his remaining army to General Gates. Over 5,000 British and Hessian troops laid down their arms, marking one of the most remarkable American victories of the war. But the significance of Saratoga didn't end there. This was no ordinary battle. It was a turning point in the Revolution. News of the surrender spread like wildfire, bolstering the morale of the struggling Continental Army and convincing many doubters that American independence was achievable. The ripples of victory reached across the ocean, catching the attention of France. The French, impressed by the audacity and resilience of the Americans, saw Saratoga as proof that the rebellion had a real chance of success. On February 6, 1778, France formally allied with the United States, providing crucial military aid, financial support, and naval power. This alliance transformed the Revolutionary War into a global conflict and played a critical role in securing ultimate victory for the Americans. The Battles of Saratoga weren't just engagements fought on dusty fields. They were moments that changed the trajectory of history. They embodied the courage, persistence, and sheer determination of a fledgling nation fighting for its survival. From the chaos of Freeman's Farm to the triumph at Bemis Heights, the Battle of Saratoga was the spark that ignited hope and ultimately freedom.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more content like this.